Alright guys, so in this case now we want to look at function notation and kind of practice working with these different kinds of problems. So in this case, you're given a bunch of functions on the right and we want to find some following results. So here you have 6 functions. Guys, again, this might look scary, but please understand that in function notation, all this means is f of x, g of x, h of x is a name to distinguish different functions from each other. So that gives us specificity to what we're looking at. For example, if I want to find k of 8, all that means is that this k means I'm going to look for the function k, which will be here on the side. So it just tells me who to work with. Once I identify who I'm working with, I can then input here. So this is going to be my x input into this function k, and I'll work out some output. So in this case, it's 7x minus 6. So I'm going to write that here for you. So k is 7x minus 6. But notice how I'm going to switch out the x from my function, and in its place put a parentheses. So 7 parentheses minus 6, which is what I have here. Now I can input my x value, which happens to be 8 in this case, into this function, and then I can work it out. So I get 7 times 8 is 56 minus 6 equals to 50. So I can compute that k of 8 equals to 50. What that means is when x is 8, y is 50. So I have an input and I have an output. Next, what about example G? What's z of 2? So for z of 2, again, my actual function here is z. So I'm going to focus on z here and use that. And in this case, z is going to be x squared plus 4x minus 9. So I'm going to take that expression, I'm going to write it up here in my problem. But again, instead of saying x squared, I'm going to say parentheses squared plus 4 parentheses and then minus 9. So when I evaluate, I change all the x's into parentheses, so I have somewhere to input my actual x number into. So now that I have that, here's my input. So I'm going to input a 2 into every x that was there before, and I work it out. So 2 squared here is 4, and then 4 times 2 here is 8, and minus 9. And here if I simplify, I get 12 minus 9, which gives me 3. So z of 2 equals to 3. Again, all that means is that when I input a 2, I output a 3. Now, one more question here on the video. What about example L? So if you look at this one, it has a different look. This is saying, what do you think f of x equals 6 means? Guys, if you look at every other example here, like I have w of 0. Remember that in function notation, what you have is f of x, just as an example, equals some number. What this really means is that f of input, so this is your input, equals some output. But in this example, here, in this case, notice how you don't have a number in this parentheses. So in this case, I'm not giving you the x, I'm giving you the output. So I'm giving you the y. So what that means is, I'm giving you the y, and I want to find out what value of x makes, in this case, function f give me a 6. So in other words, take f of x, which in this case is going to be 2x, so up here. So I'm going to take 2x, so I'll do it this way, f of x equals 2x in this example. But in this case, I'm telling you that the output is 6, so the output is 6. So I'm doing that for you. And then all you have to do is now you can solve this for x. So it's kind of the reverse, where now you want to solve for the x that was used to generate that answer. So here I get x equals to 3. So when you get a question asked this way, you're going in the reverse direction. I'm giving you the y, you're going to find the x for me. Otherwise, when you have these questions, I'm giving you the x, and you're going to give me the y.